Hey guys, it is Shauna and I'm super excited. I'm going to be sharing one of my favorite recipes that I love, my husband loves, and it also kind of goes with the theme. It is Tuesday, and if y'all are anything like me and my family, we love Taco Tuesday. We actually practice Taco Wednesday, we like Taco Thursday, Taco Friday is actually really popular too, and usually Taco Saturday and Sunday. We're kind of a taco kind of family. My husband would probably tell you he could eat them every single day. So I like to find different ways that I can spruce them up a little bit and make them a little bit different, so we don't get bored. Although, again, I don't know if you can ever get bored of tacos in our house. So what I'm gonna be talking about today and sharing is a quick recipe. The great thing is you can prep this in about 5 minutes the night before and then wake up in the morning. I'm getting ready to head to work and I'm gonna be prepping this in just a few minutes before I head out the door. So total prep time is like 10 or 15 minutes. Honestly, for an amazing meal, I feel like that's pretty worth it. So I'm gonna be making carne asada tacos. I love carne asada tacos. I love carne asada meat. So what I did, I just grabbed this out of the refrigerator. So I marinated my meat last night. So carne asada is a cut of steak that you find a lot in Mexican dishes. It's kind of like a pulled beef, like a beef barbacoa or pulled beef taco, something like that. You usually have to cook it for a little bit for it to get tender. Think about a pot roast or something similar to that. It gives your tacos an amazing flavor. And you can also use them for fajitas, you can use them for burritos, or on top of salads, which I do a lot. The great thing about this recipe is that it usually makes a generous amount and it's really affordable. So this cut of meat is, I think I got a whole carne asada steak. It's usually like a sirloin tip or something similar to that. I got the entire thing, I think, for about $8. And this is gonna make dinner for my husband and I'm gonna be able to use it for leftovers for our lunches. And I typically, if I have enough left over, will freeze some of it because it's perfect to pull out for a quick meal later. So honestly, I feel like it's a pretty good bang for your buck. So let's get down to it. Last night, I spent about 5 minutes just prepping this meat. So I sliced and cut up fresh onion. I cut and sliced up some fresh jalapenos and some fresh tomatoes. I have an awesome friend. Shout out to you, Matt. He's a good friend of my husband. He has an awesome garden this year and he's been sharing some of that produce with us. So I'm using some of his fresh jalapenos and fresh tomatoes. I chopped that up along with the onion and chopped up some fresh garlic. I added that in, and then I also grabbed a can of my favorite salsa. So if you wanna really make this quick, this is a great way to do it. So I snagged up from Aldi's, one of my favorite stores. They have this new line out. For the life of me, I cannot remember the name of it, so I'll have to look it up. But it's an organic line. They don't put any additives into it or added sugar, which you tend to find a lot in salsas, so make sure that you're reading those labels. But it's all fresh ingredients. So the kind and the flavor that I love and that I picked out and is really, really yummy for this recipe, it was a chipotle lime. So I combined all of those ingredients, I put it into a bag, and then I spiced my meat before I put it in there. So I drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top, and then I put the seasonings on top that I like. So the seasoning blend that I usually use is a combination. I make my own. It's a quick and easy way for you to have that in bulk. Also, you're not gonna have all the crap and preservatives and MSG that a lot of those packages from the store have. Not to mention, they're like $2 for a tiny little packet, and you can make a nice airtight container that's gonna last you for months and months for significantly less than that. So another smart way to save some money. So my spice blend is, and I'm awful. You guys know this, I'm terrible at measuring. So I do about a tablespoon of red paprika, of chili powder, of cumin, garlic powder, ground black pepper. I do a little bit of sea salt, not a whole tablespoon, probably about half a tablespoon of sea salt. And then I also like to use a lot of, I think I already said chili powder. I use a tiny bit of cayenne, so probably about 2 teaspoons if I'm making a nice big portion of it. And then like the secret ingredient is ground chipotle pepper. Oh my goodness, chipotle for this recipe just sends me through the roof. I love it, it's my favorite. And so what I do is I take all of those and I blend it all together. Oh, and I also add onion powder. So I take that and I blend it all together and I put it in just an airtight container. I'm actually kind of low on my mix, but you can see it's a good amount, and I've got, I think I just spilled some, go figure. I've got a nice little airtight container that I just put this on, and I keep it so that it doesn't go bad. And I'm actually gonna re-season some of my meat when I throw it in the crock pot. So dump all of that into a Ziploc baggie, leave it in overnight. I grabbed it out this morning. So I've got my nice kind of handy duty crock pot. Y'all, if you're getting married anytime soon, register for one. Best thing ever. I use this so much, especially as we're going into the fall here pretty soon. Not yet, but here pretty soon. I'll use it all the time because, again, you save so much time and it can make some really yummy stuff. So what I just did, I drizzle a little bit of olive oil into the bottom of my crock pot. It just helps for things not to stick on the bottom, especially if you're gonna be cooking it for a good amount of time. So I always double bag this just in case, because I feel like I'm kind of messy in the kitchen. So like I just spilled that seasoning, I probably would spill all that. So, oh my goodness. I wish you guys could smell this. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it is full of lots of yummy goodies. So I'm just gonna pour this out into my crock pot. Make sure I'm not missing any of that yummy seasoning or that yummy salsa, because I want all that good flavor to go into my meat. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna re-season it a little bit. Like I said, I've already seasoned my meat and it's marinated overnight, but it's nice just to hit it with a little extra seasoning while you're cooking. And then as you're cooking, just giving it a little taste test and adding more as needed. A lot of times what I get from people when they're looking to spruce up their recipes, make something a little bit clean, or try a little bit healthier options, is they'll say it's bland. And I try to be really nice when I reply back, but what I typically am finding is that it's bland because they're just cooking it bland. Seasonings, honestly, are your best friend. If you're not using seasonings, seriously, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. Please use them. And then just a little bit of cracked black pepper. And so what I do, I just set that for low because I'm going to be leaving this cooking all day while I'm at work. If I were gonna be at home, my crock pot is badass. It cooks really fast. So if I'm gonna be at home cooking this for dinner, I'll cook it on high and it'll cook in just a few hours. Since I am, again, gonna be gone during the day, I'm gonna set it on low. And literally, I'm done. That's all I'm gonna do. When I come home from work, so the first thing I will do, and what I'll typically actually do is I'll add in, forgot to mention that, I added in a little bit of organic, just low sodium, nothing added, chicken broth into my marinade. That way there's a little bit of extra liquid in that during the day. So it's always good if you're leaving your crock pot during the day to add a little more probably liquid than you think you're going to need, just in case your crock pot cooks hot. You don't want anything to burn. So I'm always wanting more liquid in there than less. I can always drain it when I come home. So when I come home, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check it, make sure that it's all cooked through. It will be, because it will have slow simmered, all day for about 8 hours, 8 or 9 hours. I'll go ahead and just take a fork, put it on a cutting board, and I will just pull it apart, and I will probably re-season it. I'll cut a fresh lime in half and put a little lime juice on there. And then, oh my goodness, it will be time for dinner. So my husband will probably eat it in a corn tortilla or a regular tortilla. I like to eat it, honestly, on top of a spinach salad. It is freaking amazing. And the awesome part is I get to take this baby for leftovers tomorrow. So even bigger bang for my buck. So I hope you guys like this recipe, and I'll drop some of the details below. And if I missed anything, which is quite possible, I'll make sure to add that too. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy. Bye.